Hi, my name is Gina, and today I will be taking you through a 20-minute hatha flow focusing on the root chakra. The root chakra is located at the base of our spine. Unconsciously, it stores some skaras patterns from our ancestors, and at times when there are blockages, they are caused for emotional duress, as well as anxiety and depression. And by allowing ourselves to remove those blockages and maybe rewater the beautiful seeds that are already planted into our being to reroot ourselves into the earth, we will be free of a lot of the blockages that get in the way of us being able to build beautiful dreams and things that we have that seem to get a little cracked under the foundation. This is a great way for us to use the beautiful tools of yoga, and especially with hatha, because ha means Luna, feminine energy, and tha is the solar masculine energy. So they're the balance of the Ida and the Pingala nadis. So today's practice will be about balancing and removing and detoxifying with twist poses and some standing poses that will allow us to get into creating those balances again, to reroot and remove the weeds so the beautiful seeds can continue to be planted that are already there. Just maybe there's some things on top of it that we just need to remove. And so today, let's start by being at the top of our mat in standing pose and allow ourselves to be rooted into the earth as we plant our feet. And maybe let's start with some shoulder rolls. Option to put your fingers on your shoulders or keeping your hands by your side. Let's begin to bring our shoulders with our shoulder blades being engaged by squeezing in the back. And now let's go the opposite direction. Again, option to keep the fingers and maybe do little baby wings. Bringing it forward as you send the heart forward, allowing the chin to rest softly on your chest. Great. Now release the hands by your side and let's take the right hand and slowly bring the left side over to the right by your temple, allowing a nice added stretch by your neck. Bring your arm out if you like to get an additional stretch, or you can keep it on your waist. Let's bring your head back to center and let's take it to the other side, allowing your fingers to softly pull by the right temple, allowing that right side of your neck to engage. Breathe. Let's return. Bringing both hands by your sides, let's bring those hands out to receive the love and light that you deserve. And let's cactus those arms back, squeezing the shoulder blades together, sending our heart forward, allowing our beautiful heart to receive all of the love that we just pulled in. And let's go back and get some more and bring it back in again for cactus, sending it towards our heart as we shine forward. Let's do that one more time, bringing the shoulder blades to squeeze together and maybe hug yourself, squeezing your elbows, reminding yourself that you are loved. All right, let's step to the top of our mat as we take our first Surya Namaskar B on the right side. So let's lift our hands up and sit into chair pose, allowing our quads to engage as we bring our glutes into a seated position. We're going to thrust forward with our hands back onto the mat, giving yourself enough space and grace, maybe Bend at the knees. Option to use your blocks as well. But otherwise, keeping your hands planted into the earth, bringing the crown of your head towards the earth as well for forward fold. Let's bring your hands up to your shins and allowing your back to be flat as the crown of your head is being pulled towards the front of your mat softly. Let's bring those hands down and step back into plank pose, allowing the feet to be planted into the earth, hands extended with our elbows pointed towards the back of the mat as we lower our chest down for Chaturanga Dandasana, lifting our heart forward and our thighs off the mat for our upward facing dog. Option to extend your head back. Otherwise, let's roll back into our downward facing dog, positioning your feet into the mat. This is our first downward dog of the day, so option to pedal out the feet and the knees and giving your body that attention and love that you deserve. Remember, this is your practice, so move in the way that your body is calling for. Let's bring your right foot between your two hands with that left foot at a angle. Let's lift our hands up for warrior one as we engage that right knee, not looking down, making sure that it's not over our toes. And let's bring those hands back to the mat, pivot that back foot, and float that right one back for plank as we take that flow again. Chaturanga Dandasana to our upward facing dog, bringing our feet back to position ourselves for downward facing dog. Crown facing the earth, being rooted as like gravity is pulling it. Let's bring that left foot between our hands and again angle that back right foot and bring those arms up to the sky for warrior one, which is engaged at the quads. Let's bring the hands back down. Again, pivot that back foot for our plank as we take that flow one more time for downward facing dog. Let's take 5 breaths here this time. Settle in to the earth. Now let's walk 3 steps to the front of the mat, between your hands to that forward fold again, and lift back up for that chair pose. Sitting into your chair, bringing your hands together as you root to rise for Tadasana, Samastitihi, and breathe. And now we're going to actually take warrior 3, keeping our hands to heart center or bringing it back to airplane. Root your right leg into the mat as your left leg engaged, allowing your gaze softly to be forward as you look possibly at a drishti point, which is a focus point. Option to use your blocks, keeping your foot either extended or pointed. We're going to take that left leg and curtsy behind the right knee, bending that right knee forward, sending that left leg back out for warrior 3 as we curtsy again and send that left leg extended out before coming back to the right, allowing your hands to be on the mat again as you rise vertebrae by vertebrae, hands by your side. Now let's take that on the other side for Warrior 3, allowing your left foot to really root into the ground, the earth below. Hands to heart center, or you can airplane and send that right leg out to extend behind you for that Warrior 3. And again, we're going to curtsy, bring it out, and curtsy again, sending it out. Again, option to use your blocks, which is great in this pose. And bring that, oops, bring that right foot back to meet the left. Great. And breathe. Well, let's bring the hands out and above your head, clasping your fingers together. We're going to take some side body stretches here. With hands above head, let's stretch over to the right. You're feeling that added stretch in that lumbar spine behind you as you send your left side body over to the right. Let's return to neutral, and now let's take it over to the left side, allowing your right side body to stretch. And return to neutral. Let's swan dive the hands back to the mat, stepping back for our downward facing dog. With feet planted into the mat, let's hover the knees off the floor and return. And hover again and return. This time, allow the knees to root into the mat for kneeling pose as we slowly lift our body. I'm actually going to do it this way so you can really see me. With your hands on your hip, you're going to extend that right leg out and position it. And your right hand is actually going to follow that right leg, but down to your shin so that your left arm can extend overhead. Again, we're really working the side body to allow our rib cage, our intercostal muscles to lubricate and help with this added stretch for our detoxification poses, which is allowing us to really work through that root chakra blockages. Now we're going to try a variation of flip dog, which is bringing your left hand down to the mat. You're going to sit into that left knee. Your right hand is going to float in front of you like a half circle and float back for our flip dog. And then take it back. I'm going to show you this in a little quicker way. Sitting back and hinge forward and back. Bringing your hand over to your shin again. Taking that last stretch before back to neutral on your kneeling pose. Now let's take it over to the other side. Left leg extends as your left hand reaches for the shin. Right hand extends overhead, stretching those intercostal muscles on the right rib cage side. And I'm going to take it a little faster with the flip dog. So again, hand to the mat and flip over. You might find one side works a little different than the other, and that's okay. No judgment. Again, and let's bring it back to that stretch before returning back to neutral. Okay, I'm going to get back to this direction. Planting both hands into the mat again, let's lift our glutes up to the sky for our favorite downward facing dog, where we can take a few breaths here before sending our feet to each corner of the mat and lowering into Malasana squat. Hands to heart center, allowing the elbows to push away at the knees. Option to take your blocks under your sits bones. You can actually sit on them here. Otherwise, bring them up to whatever feels comfortable for you. And breathe. Again, we are working towards the earth. Allowing your right hand to be flat into the mat. Let's extend into our left. Let's bring in that left hand up to the sky. And let's switch it out, bringing our right hand up to the sky. Planting both hands into the mat. Step back again for plank. We're going to work some core muscles. Bringing our right, we're going to bring that right foot in towards the chest and return. Let's bring it towards the wrist and return. This time, let's pigeon that right foot. Extend the left one back. Option to lay down on your hands, forehead on your forearms. Or you can send that heart forward again with your head facing sky. Option to keep and tuck your chin in. Let's push back by allowing our back foot to tuck the toes and extend that right foot back out for plank as we take it to the other side, maybe just a little quicker. And wrist. And pigeon. And extending that right foot back for a small micro bend in your lower spine. Breathe. Great. Let's send this foot back. And this time, let's lift up for our favorite downward facing dog as we raise that right foot at your own level to the sky and send it forward, allowing that back heel to be lifted off the mat, rising for a crescent lunge. Keeping our left leg extended, our right knee at hip length, hip width apart with our feet, allowing our hands to come to heart center. We will be twisting over to the right, allowing that left elbow to engage with the right knee. Option to look forward or up at the ceiling. Let's untuck the toes and bring them forward for Tadasana. Let's take it to the other side now. Let's bring that right foot back, heel off the mat, left knee engaging forward with the quad tightened and strengthened. And let's twist over to the left, allowing that left back leg to extend. Breathe into this pose again. Option to use the block for a twist as well. Otherwise, keep your hands in prayer and return to center. Let's bring that right foot back to meet the left and slowly rise for Tadasana again. Let's bring the hands up and swan dive all the way down. This time to hero pose. Take a minute to center yourself into the earth, thinking of your intention. Keeping your knees hip width apart, slowly lower into child's pose, giving ourselves a second to center. Option to put your hands by your knees and breathe. Well, let's rise and let's get on our backs before we get into Shavasana. We just have one more pose. Allowing your feet to be extended towards the edge of the mat. Bring your hands under your sits bones. We're going to take a fish pose. Option to put a block under your back if it feels better. Allowing the crown of your head to touch the mat. You're going to lift your chest, or you could stay on your block. So whatever feels best for your practice. Otherwise, if you want to lift, you just lift that chest up, allowing your elbows to support you with the crown of your head being lowered to the mat. And breathe. And let's remove that block and allow your body to settle in to the real favorite, Shavasana. With your feet extended in each corner of your mat, allow your hands to float by your side, or if you want, you could put one on your belly and one on your heart. Allow yourself to feel like you're floating on top of the earth on a cloud. Give yourself a moment to settle in, remembering your intention. And the next time you hear my voice will be to awaken from your journey. And allow your fingers and your toes to start to flicker. Maybe begin to open your eyes slowly as your eyelids flicker as well. Allow your body to position yourself on your favorite side in fetal position. Slowly rise to easy seat pose to join me back at the mat. I want to thank you for trusting me with your practice today as we worked on removing blockages from our root. My gift is to remind you of having mindful compassion for yourself and to allow what no longer serves you to be weeded out so the beautiful seeds within you can continue to grow. The love and light in me honors the love and light in you. Namaste.